Quem é você?
Pessoas estão prestando atenção em você. O trabalho é a fundação de toda a segurança digital. Contas bancárias, sistemas de defesa, relatórios sigilosos. Tem ideia do quão perigoso você se torna?
Hi, Quintessa. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing fine. Congratulations on Prime Target. It's such a unique show. Can we imagine that, like, a math-based show is like #2 in Brazil in a streaming service? Math is getting cool, girl.
Right. I mean, shout out Brazil, first of all. And I think, like, because you're being very sweet, like, obrigado. So thank you.
Yes.
Come
Love
on. I'm trying.
You nailed it.
Okay. I don't know, because sometimes people say obrigado. I don't know. But, you know, thank you. You're very sweet.
Both of them are absolutely correct. I have to say that Tyla is such a perfect fit for you. And I know that you are very careful when you are boarding on a new project. So I wonder what made this particular character so intriguing to you. And I also want to know, what are your criteria when you are picking a new role?
Okay, I'll start with the criteria aspect. So for me, there is no criteria, I guess, but I think at the end of the day, it just comes down to what are we saying? You know, what are we contributing to the world, and why does this have to be made today? And I think the main reason that I, really love the project is when I looked at it, I was really scared because I had never seen someone who looked like me in this type of story, period. And that was really exciting, but also really daunting because I had no reference of like who potentially I could be, or or a vibe that I could impose from someone who looked like me in the past doing it. And so that was also really nerve-wracking, but really exciting. And I think when I had met with the producers and the director, they were also equally excited about it. And they're like, no, we want to provide, a different idea, a different, person, people in these roles to kind of illuminate, the world that we're in today, and the fact that it doesn't look like, the world from, 20 years ago, 10 years ago. And so that was just really exciting, and I loved that. The collaboration of the entire team, from our producers to our director, and to other actors as well, was just really invigorating, and it felt like, okay, we all want this to work and to be the best that it can be, so let's do it. So yeah, I loved it.
And we see a lot of you in the character, especially in the outfits, because you're a fashion icon. You are very well known for your looks, and I have to say that I love them so much. And we see a little bit of you in there. I wanted to know, like, were you involved in the process? Were you there to somehow help bring something unique, something of yourself to this character?
I feel like that wasn't by design. I had felt like at some points I would talk to the costume person and I'd be like, hey, like, what if she just, like, no logos, everything's very simple, because she like doesn't really care about her fashion. It's just kind of like what fits, what works, and what's like kind of relaxed. And I think for them, they kind of took that as like, okay, great, big pants, boots, and like a t-shirt. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. It was cool. Like, of course it was a collaboration, but that's all, the costume department and their choices. So I'm just very thankful for them of just putting me in something that was comfortable. So I loved it.
Nice. And she's a tech genius, but at the same time, she's up for the action, which I love. And I know that you like some stunts as well. I wanted to know, in which way did Tyla challenge you as actors?
The challenge with Taylor was definitely, it's not like a very esoteric answer, but it's a, how in the world can you act while typing? And for me, that was very difficult. And I had to look up so many references. I was like, okay, so people who are like hacking, like, how do you act when there's nothing on the screen? And your eyes, and how can you tell a story with your eyes and make it very simple and not like, oh my God, crack the code, So that was a little bit difficult, but it was fun. And so it's a very simple answer, but that was definitely something that was a little bit of a learning curve.
Love that. I love that research that you did. And Something that is so nice about the show is the dynamic between Edward and Professor Osborne, and how this dynamic helps to shape him in his craft. And I was wondering, for you as actors, which other actor you worked with has been supportive and really that person for you in your career, someone that was there and helped you somehow during a project, or not, doesn't even have to be in a project, but another actor here.
Wow, it's so crazy because like hearing you ask the question, it makes me like want to cry because there have been so many actors and also teachers, coaches, who I've worked with who have like changed my life. But I think the person that comes to my mind directly is Aldous Hodge. And you know, he has his new series out too, incredibly successful, his entire family. It's so crazy, but I went to school with his younger sister. And I remember when his younger sister used to talk about her brother who was an actor and, oh, you should look up his work. And then fast forward like 10 years, like I'm working opposite him. And for me, I think as a Black actor in this industry, it comes with a lot of different experiences than most, obviously. And I think he had a lot to share when it came to that. And he's just always been such a massive inspiration to me, and also at the end of the day, like he's just a really good human being. So having all of the success and still remaining humble and remaining focused and also having other hobbies outside of acting, like he's a full-blown like watch designer, you know, and for me, it made me look at my life and be like, what else am I also interested in that can feed my life and give it like wholeness rather than this one thing. So I really adore Aldous Hodge, and yeah, I appreciate his presence in my life. So thank you so much for asking the question. I really loved it. Thank you.
Vamos acabar com eles.